It's mad. It's the Lions and the Cowboys. And it
NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in our matchup between the Detroit Lions and the Dallas Cowboys. And no run. Stafford. And his throw is incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Second and 10, Stafford again. Throwing deep for Galladay. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. A big play there for Detroit. Well, he's been doing this for more than a decade now, showing that he's still got that arm string from back when he was the #1 overall pick. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
No receivers open downfield, so instead of forcing the ball to the sideline, he's going to throw this one down to Fort Worth. He'd rather have the incompletion than the turnover.
Swift. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
I thought they were onto something with their play call and kind of went in reverse a little bit. Threw it on first down, then ran it on second down. Not successful either way. What play call do they come up with here on this important third down try?
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. McCann's kick up and good. And the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. That is caught by Lamb. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And he can only manage. The numbers for Zeke from last week. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
A throw over the middle, taken in. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. They run it for the first time with Tony Pollard. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
Eluding the pressure right, and he wisely will throw that one away.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. The give is to Elliott. He'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
How many times do we hear that 3rd down may be the most important down in football, and there's no better example than what we just saw right there. Forced to scramble, knows where the first down marker is, dives for it, and gets it. What a big-time play, putting his body on the line to pick up a key first down.
They find some open field here. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like...
And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. Levi Onwuzurike forced his way through. Drops him for a loss of 10 yards. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. Prescott now. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Levi Onwuzurike, his 2nd sack of the night. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So matching field goals on our opening 2 drives.
Yeah, it feels like 2 boxers feeling each other out here in the early going of the game, right? Exchanging some jabs, but none of the heavy stuff just yet.
Each team with a possession, each team with a field goal as the kick is away. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
From the 22, Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're the
down on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. Now a fair catch signaled for and made right about the 43-yard line. Just a 25-yard punt, not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. On 1st and 10, Prescott. This one into the hands of Burton. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Play action now, Prescott. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll make this a second down. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession. These two teams all tied after one. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for it in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
And Elliott trying to work his way forward, but it looks like he did not make it. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. And this one is right through. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So we're trading first-half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. Got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize that hasn't worked so well, and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
2nd and 10. Now it's Stafford. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
He's got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hockenson. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the 1st at the 32. Here's Jack Fox now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here are the Cowboys to take over. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Meanwhile, Dak's throw pulled in by Lamb. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
Finding some... Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
But CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy's made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact.
Prescott on 1st down. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. Looking to throw. Prescott. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end. Complete.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Prescott. And his ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. CeeDee Lamb. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. For the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Extra point right down the middle. And these guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From the 6. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
Let's go.
DeAndre Swift heading back out with his Detroit teammates.
They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Stafford. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
They'll try and run here with Swift. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. That's caught by Galladay. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
2nd and 11 now.
Stafford. He's going to air one out. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A big connection on that one. 33 yards.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way. Just reached up and pulled it in. Had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
Now a 1st down throw. Stafford. With Kidder here, it's complete.
And the Lions are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Boy, how about the strength there after the catch? I've got to get back in the gym myself now. I'm inspired. Boom, he shook off some tacklers. Bang, fighting to get to the goal line. Couldn't quite get there, but he's got his guys set up 1st and goal.
And he is not going to go anywhere. We're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning. On 2nd and goal, Stafford. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete.
Now we got 3rd and goal coming up, and can you imagine being in that huddle, partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than that 3. And in for the Lions Lions touchdown. A great play there. His fourth touchdown on the year. And the Lions able to get this back within a touchdown.
They haven't fully climbed the mountain, but they've started the ascent here with that score.
I like that, right? I think they've left base camp now, okay? So they've started to move their way up the mountain. Long way to go, but at least they know it's manageable.
Tucker McCann now for the extra point.
And he puts it through there within 3. It's 13-10. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown.
This one fielded at the 5. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
Now Dak Prescott and the offense heading back onto the field. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route too.
A first down throw for Prescott. And that is incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw is Prescott. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 9 yards.
You execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Trying to run for it with Pollard. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. From the red zone now, Prescott.
Swinging this out for Pollard.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That catch good for only a couple.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Prescott to throw it. Touchdown! That's caught. 2 first-half touchdown passes down for Dak Prescott.
And the Cowboys will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Extra point forthcoming. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it's capped off with a Cowboys touchdown.
Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. Fielded right around the 8. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The question to be asked, where does this game go from here as we are back at it now on EA Sports? And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter.
And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too.
And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. A big play that time through the air. 33 yards. Well, you had all halftime to think about what you wanted to do to start the second half. They came out with a big one.
Does that not beg the question? What was happening in the other locker room at halftime? Was that the one play they didn't cover as a possibility? Because they just gave up a big, big game.
And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision.
Elliott will take this into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown.
People always talk about one of his biggest strengths running the football, vision, and he found the spot there, went into the end zone.
You're exactly right about that, and it wasn't just the vision, right? Once he saw the gap, decisiveness, made up his mind, and about the power to finish the play. Not only did he get good blocking, he created his own space as well.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Stafford, and his throw's going to be incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Stafford to the right and complete to Galladay. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Now Stafford. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
We've got to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Dak and the Cowboy offense heading back onto the field. He has been consistent, hasn't he? He played well in the first quarter, good second quarter, and now continuing that here in the third.
And that's the word that they're always seeking from the guy taking the snaps, is consistency. Taking care of the ball, making sure it gets to the right people, no errors, right? Not turning it over, and just doing all the right things. That's leadership, and it inspires confidence in a team.
Yeah, been a good leadership and a good distributor.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves. I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available, because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Meanwhile, Prescott's throw pulled in by Jefferson.
And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 29-yard line. The front office all smiles when the ink went dry on this new contract.
Not only them, how about the coaching staff? Because oftentimes the front office and the coaching staff may have different opinions about the value of a player. I think everyone was in sync on this one. He's a guy that they needed to keep.
They'll get it to the 23-yard line.
44 yards on the ground for him so far.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Prescott off play action. Sliding out of the pocket. His throw caught right around the 6. Touchdown, Cowboys. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. The extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is now 24. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
And now it looks like we've got a Cowboy shaken up down there on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked up by Brian Poole. And the Cowboys are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They have picked up right where they left off in half number 1. Just looking really dominant, extending this lead.
And it's fun to see when teams actually do that, because so many times you go into the half after playing well, and you kind of relax a little bit. We've got this. We can kind of punch the button whenever we get good and ready. But for a team to keep the intensity and keep the execution up and come back after the half and play so well, That's actually really, really nice to see.
And a pedal to the metal. That's what we're seeing right now.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
I think the best offenses love to give the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. And he's got his receiver, Cooper. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. 10th carry now for Elliott. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the 1st as the tackle is made at the 33. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. And this one is right down Broadway. And that'll push the lead from 24 up to 27. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They force the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this 3rd quarter. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Meanwhile, Stafford's throw complete there to St. Brown.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Stafford on 1st down. He'll get this one to the Golden Domer, St. Brown. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
Well, so far, little to no resistance by the defense on this drive alone. 3 passes, 3 completions, 3 first downs. They're taking it to him, and it's paying off.
On 1st down, Stafford here. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone.
And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with it defensively. And it'll bring up 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10.
Stafford now to throw.
He'll drop this one off to Swift.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
So that was a very nice play, Charles, from a very speedy quarterback.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Stafford. And his throw here's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Again, it's Stafford. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
So now we have Jackson slow to get back on his feet. Appears to be shaken up. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Desperation time for Stafford on 4th down. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Lions get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And the lead now down to 20. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Now whistles, and we've got a man down. A man down here following the kickoff. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They're in control here as they start 1st and 10 and appearing to have righted the ship following that 2-game losing streak. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35.
And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. Prescott. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 6. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A big play there on the catch and run.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Now Prescott. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, listen, when you've got the lead, there's absolutely no sense trying to fit a ball in where you shouldn't. You can see the coaching in his head taking place on that play because he saw he had a receiver in the area. He just put it well over his head, out of harm's way.
51 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3-and-out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. A handoff left. Elliott. Oh, he bowls over it. He's got the 1st down inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Now the extra point. And he's been a busy man. 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it culminates in a touchdown run by Ezekiel Elliott.
And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
And Detroit back in possession of the football.
And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. Not much there, only a yard.
They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call, because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them, because just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit, because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Here we go on fourth. Stafford throwing deep for Galladay. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Lions turned away on fourth down. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Pollard going to try the right side. And a short gain down to about the 33. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. Throwing, Prescott. That's complete to his running back, Jefferson. Touchdown! Justin Jefferson, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Cowboys look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle, and that will extend this big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Stafford to the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the first down. On 1st and 10, Stafford. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. Stafford looks to throw again. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
And the Lions are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. This Cowboy defense trying to hold him out of the end zone. They've run it to 3rd and goal. To the air again, Stafford.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Kelvin Joseph.
He's at the 50. The 30. 10. And he almost made it, but just short. Finally out of bounds, right down around the goal line. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
Well, Charles, it's one thing.